What's up, guys? It's TechnoViking23 coming to you today with some Destiny, and it is Friday, so Xur is back in the tower, and we're going to take a look and see what Xur has brought this week. If you guys are having a good Friday, it's almost a weekend, so we're getting there. Just one more day to slog through. If you're looking for Xur, he is down by the Vanguard Mentors over on the right-hand side. You'll find him over here, Mr. Agent of the Nine, and kind of nobody hanging out with Xur today, so he might be lonely. Let's see what Xur's got. Alright, just looking at it right off the bat, pretty solid week for Xur. This is actually one of his better weeks, and I see something I'm definitely going to buy. Let's start off with the Titans. You have the Ruin Wings, which I'm on my Titans, so I'll let you guys take a look at these. These are one of the better looking Titan exotics. They're also one of the top tier Titan exotics. So if you are a Titan and you do not have these this week, this is a must pick up, a must buy for you, especially for your newer Titan players. These are absolutely awesome. First off, you get Special Weapon Loader, increases the reload speed of all special weapons, which is always a good perk. You've got Impact Induction, causing damage with melee reduces your grenade cooldown, pretty good perk. And then Seeds of Ruin, which is the best perk on this exotic. Heavy ammo will drop more often and contains more ammo in each drop. So basically what this does is anytime a heavy ammo pack drops, it pretty much will almost refill your entire capacity. You're going to get more than, normally you'll get one or two heavy, like if it's a rocket, you'll get one or two rockets, or like 30 rounds for your machine gun. If you get this, it's going to give you like 4 or 5 rockets, and most of the time fill you all the way up. The only drawback on this perk is, like I said, it is RNG based. Now, I've seen people who this works for all the time. In my case, it's kind of hit or miss. It's like 50-50. I'll go some missions where no heavy ammo drops, and then I'll go a bunch of missions where like 7 heavy ammo packs will drop at one time, and you don't really need all those. You only need two of them, so it can go to waste sometimes. But overall, very, very good Titan exotic. Like I said, if you guys don't have these, pick these up right away if you're a Titan. Definitely a good exotic. Alright, for hunters you get the Don't Touch Me gauntlets. Amputated from a creature that stumbled out of a Vex gate. A vestigial defensive reflex still remains. These, basically, if you get hit with any kind of melee attack, you will turn invisible for a brief amount of time. You also get increased reload speed with special weapons and increased super energy gain from killing minions of the darkness. Overall, very solid perks. The only thing is with the hunter exotics, most of the hunter helmets are the best exotics for the hunters, especially when you're talking about PvP and PvE. These are very good for the Abyss part of the raid with all the thrall damage you can take sometimes that makes you turn invisible. Not really that good of a perk for PvP, but if you don't really have too many hunter exotics and you're looking for a better one, these are actually pretty solid. Like I said, they're not going to be as good as some of the helmets, but especially if you're a new player, you don't have a lot of exotics yet, these are actually not a bad pickup because of the increased speed with special weapons and also increased super energy from killing minions of the darkness. Those two perks are pretty solid. So if you don't have these yet and you don't have one of the hunter helmets you're using all the time, I would suggest grabbing these. If not, you can skip them. Alright, now here we go for Warlocks. The Heart of the Praxic Fire. He's had this one other time, I believe, and of course when he had it, I did not have enough strange coins that week. This is considered by many to be the best Warlock exotic for Sunsingers. You can see there you got Discipline 145, further decreases all ability cooldowns when Radiance is active. If you guys know, that's one of the perks that you can use on Radiance. It reduces the cooldowns for nearby allies and yourself, so this will give that perk to you. Carry more ammo for fusion rifles. Not necessarily a great perk because a lot of people aren't using fusion rifles anymore, and with the way they redid the shotguns in PvE, there's really, people are usually sniper shotgun usually in PvE now, so not a great perk. But then the last perk, carry more ammo for heavy weapons, that is a good perk. That's kind of like the armamentarium for Titans. So overall, a very good exotic for Warlocks. This is the one that I've been wanting to grab for my Sunsinger for the longest time, so I will definitely be picking that up this week. Moving on to the weapon, we have Hard Light, an auto rifle. This is a weapon that has a varying amount of opinions on it. This is a high rate of fire, lower impact auto rifle, but you can see the impact is not quite as bad as some of those vendor auto rifles. And you can increase it a little bit with aggressive ballistics, so you do take a little bit of a range penalty. You have glass half full, bottom half of each magazine causes additional damage. You get quick draw, which is kind of not the greatest. Fitted stock, which will take your weapon stability up pretty good. And field scout. Last two perks are pretty solid. I usually use fitted stock on mine. This is actually one of the first exotics I received as a drop in the game. and I absolutely love my hard light. You've got volatile light. Rounds fired from this weapon over-penetrate targets and ricochet on hard surfaces. Not a great perk in PvE, but it can be useful in PvP for smaller, tight, close quarters maps where you can ricochet some shots off the wall. Now, a lot of people don't like this weapon, especially since the recent auto rifle nerf, because it really did take down some of the damage. I will start off by saying, if you are a mid-range and long-range player, this is not the auto rifle for you. You want to stick with Suros Regime. The problem is a lot of people pick up hard light and they expect it to be Suros Regime because it is, it's an exotic auto rifle. Suros Regime to me is the top of the auto rifle. Exotic hard light is kind of in the middle, and then you've got the Necrochasm, which is a complete waste of time. This is a very good auto rifle for a certain playstyle, and that is if you play inside the mid-range, if you play close range with a shotgun secondary. This works very well in a Warlock melee build in PvP, same with a Titan. In PvE it can be very good as well. It's got a pretty good sized magazine for an auto rifle. The Field Scout will take that up to 56 rounds, and you do have glass half full, which doesn't give you a whole lot of extra damage at the bottom of the magazine, but it does give you a pretty solid amount. I do have a review for this weapon. I will post up below so you guys can check that out and go see what you think. But like I said, it just all depends on your playstyle. This can be a very good weapon in the right hands and the right type of player. I just get sick of so many people bashing this weapon and just writing it off. Oh, it sucks. It's like so many people in this game just pick up an exotic. They don't even bother to level it all the way up. They don't even bother to try it in a variety of playstyles, and they just write the weapon off completely. And that seems to happen a lot with hard light. So I'm here to tell you, in the right hands, this gun can be very good. It can do very well, and it does take a little bit more skill to use. The nice thing is with the high stability, you can get a lot of headshots and precision shots with that, so that can definitely pay off when you're up close and personal. So anyways, guys, if you are looking for a decent auto rifle, I would get it. I like hard light. It's a fun weapon to use, but like I said, it's going to be all about your playstyle, depending on how much use you get out of it. Of course, Xur has its exotic shard, and then he also has an exotic engram this week for 23 motes of light for the gauntlets. I probably will not be getting that, as I am saving most of my motes to reforge my Iron Banner weapons. And then upgrade exotics. Now, Xur's not going to have these too much longer. Once House of Wolves comes out, he will no longer be upgrading things, so it's going to be interesting to see how that all works out. Xur is, for the most part, seems to be getting phased out of the game somewhat. Okay, so for upgrade exotics this week, you do have the Knucklehead Radar for Hunters, the Young Ahamkara Spine, Insurmountable Skull Fort for Titans, and Crest of Alpha Lupi. You've got Heart of Praxic Fire and Void Fang Vestments for the Warlock. So just take a look at Heart of Praxic Fire. You get a 127 Discipline roll on that versus 145, so you might as well just buy the new one rather than upgrade your old one there. Alright, moving on to weapons, you've got Bad Juju, Red Death, Might of Multi-Tool, Invective, Plan C, and Pocket Infinity. And then moving down here, we've got Pulse Rifle Telemetry, Hand Cannon Telemetry, Machine Gun Telemetry, Plasma Drive, which gives you a blue contrail on your Sparrow, and Emerald Coil, which will give you a green contrail on your Sparrow. He's had both of those for about 3 weeks in a row now. He hasn't been doing the purple or the red one. Not that you want to be wasting 23 strange coins on either of those. Anyways, guys, that is Xur for this week. I think overall, very good week for Xur. The problem is now, a lot of us already have most of this gear. If this had been Xur like 2 or 3 months ago, people would be raving about this, because Heart of Praxic Fire, obviously, and Rune Wings is also a very good exotic. So, pretty good choices for all classes this week, and a decent auto rifle. Like I said, hard light is going to depend on your playstyle. It can be very good depending on how you play in PvP, and it's a decent weapon in PvE. So, overall, very good week for Xur. I suggest if you guys don't have a lot of these exotics, you do your best to try to pick some of them up this week. Hope you guys are having a great Friday so far. I'm going to probably be running some Iron Banner later, but that's about it. That's going to do it for me, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you again next time.